So they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. What if pictures could tell lies? And what if the truth was hidden in a bigger picture you could not see? When the media is hiding the truth, it is called manipulation. Developing the skills needed to read between the lines and recognize the bigger picture is called media literacy. Just days ago, news broke about the social media giant Facebook conducting a massive psychological experiment on 689,000 users. The details of the experiment were published in an article entitled Experimental Evidence of Massive Scale Emotional Contagion Through Social Networks. It was published by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America. The short version is, Facebook is working on ways to manipulate how you feel just by what shows up in your news feeds. Unlike Facebook's one-week experiment, the cases on manipulation I'm thinking about are everyday occurrences that can affect our youth. In an effort to promote media literacy, today I'm going to talk about the relationship between mass media and young developing minds, programs to help educate teens, and integrating media literacy into the lives of adolescents. First, let's begin with media manipulation in developing minds. Today's youth are flooded with media messages while at the same time they're building their own identities and values. Marketing industries spend billions of dollars each year to target their audiences. In my research on the psychosocial development of children, I found that media influence has a significant impact on youth decisions. Rand Health, one of the world's largest independent research groups and also known for their collaborating with prominent academic institutes, found that television and music lyrics created a large impact on influencing teen sexual behavior. Adolescents who most often watched sexual content on TV and listened to artists whose lyrics portrayed sexual conduct were more sexually active than those who were less exposed. Among teens having sex, the proportion likely to become pregnant or responsible for a pregnancy in their teen years is higher for those frequently exposed. Research done by Johns Hopkins Public School of Health concluded that adolescents were attracted to alcohol and cigarette products that advertise in the media using bright colors, cartoons, animal characters, humor, and perceptions of good times, thrills, and/or social status. Alcohol advertisements overwhelmingly connect consumption of alcohol with attributes particularly important to youth, such as friendship, prestige, sex appeal, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Tobacco industries are particularly fond of using bright colors with their products. Notice how where tobacco is sold, most of their products usually blended with the surrounding candy products. I doubt this is a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
They were also notorious for using cartoons and animal characters in their ads before major regulations were put in place. Some of you might remember Joe Camel. When I was a kid, this was the coolest camel ever. I also loved cartoons. Let's watch one. Now, what purpose could advertising an adult product like cigarettes and the Flintstones possibly serve? All these ads show the deliberate nature of them targeting youth. Also, the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry confirms strong correlations between violence in the media and aggressive behavior among youth. Video games are a major contributor in this area. It's said that 90% of them all portray some sort of violence. And not just violence, but massive criminal activity as well. Realistically, we can't just make all this disappear, and censorship can only do so much. However, with media literacy as an alternative, kids can at least gain some tools needed to help them view the media with a knowledgeable perspective. Even I enjoy playing the very same games, and I love the most interesting man in the world. But let's face it, young people deserve better guidance from those who have more experience and have seen the mistakes so that they may not have to. Now let's talk about programs and integrating media education into the classrooms and at home. As we live in a world dominated by American pop culture, concerns about sexuality, stereotypes, child welfare, commercialism, violence, substance abuse, and the fate of basic moral and traditional values, helping to protect young teens from pressures from advertising and other media is crucial. Special programs do exist. Too Smart to Start is a public education initiative that is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. They provide research-based strategies and materials to assist families, educators, and community leaders to educate on media literacy. Here's one very basic idea of how it works. The Media Literacy Ladder is a visual organizer to help teens identify, analyze, and evaluate media messages. First one is the form. Messages come in different forms. Let's say little Alice is watching MTV. The second one is the purpose. Each message has a purpose. Ask Alice, what's this song about, Alice? Third is the construction. How are they constructing the message? What are they doing in this music video, Alice? Fourth is the interpretation, because everybody interprets and feels differently about messages. And do you think that twerking and taking shots in the club is cool, Alice? And fifth is the reality. Media messages represent people's or somebody's social reality. Without dictating what's inappropriate, the idea is to get youth or young people to identify on their own what is and isn't appropriate for them. Hopefully Alice isn't getting crunked in the club. And here, with the help of an organization called the Media Literacy Project, a 7th grader took this alcohol ad with an ant carrying a big bottle of whiskey, which reads, "Sometimes your eyes are bigger than your mandibles." And she recreated it to say, "Sometimes when you drink, you feel this small." Other countries that enjoy a more centralized educational system than the United States have already integrated some sort of media literacy curriculum into their basic education systems. Countries including Canada, England, Israel, and Australia. Dr. Robert Kuby, professor of journalism and media studies at Rutgers University, says, when it comes to the delivery of media education, the United States lags behind every the United States lags behind every major English-speaking country in the world. So today I've covered various relationships between media and developing minds and described clear indications of why media literacy is a significant approach to helping our youth. In conclusion, we should urge Congress to recognize and promote media literacy as an essential part of basic education. A national commitment to media literacy education can be backed by adequate funding through state and federal governments and nonprofit foundations. However, should not be funded by profit-making corporations that do produce media content. Media literacy cannot single-handedly heal all of the world's ills, but it can teach creativity, competence, critical thinking, which in the long run will enable young people to view the media more intelligently and make healthier life decisions. So remember, while a picture might be worth 1,000 words, our children are worth a lot more. Thank you.